Well, ladies and gents of YouTube, I was about to say everything went smoothly when I did my first Nvidia install, turned every single thing off, including most of the software I had running in the background and everything else, and then turned my antivirus off at the same time. But you know what actually happened afterwards? Then I tried to actually start recording something on GeForce Experience. This is when the fuck up began. This is when the ultimate shit hit the fan, because I couldn't actually get my microphone to work up until the point that I went back on the website, got the latest version of GeForce Experience, and reinstalled the motherfucker. Sorry, I just said that was pretty much my whole analogy and point. So that's pretty much what I had to do with it. I had to go onto the website, download it, and reinstall it, just over the top of the version that I already had on there, which shouldn't have been the case because I ran an express install when I re-downloaded the drivers again. So, to my amazement, it didn't work out the way I expected. But you know what? I got it working in the end, so that's the main thing. But my point is, I was a little bit annoyed and unimpressed. I've been a lot annoyed with Nvidia's drivers of late, in the sense of how crappy they've been able to make them offhand. I've had a lot of problems with the drivers generally. Blue screens, black screens, white screens, fucking screens that come out of your ass. I mean, to be honest, the amount of shit that I've had to deal with when it comes to Nvidia drivers is ridiculously high. The level is like ludicrous. It's like fucking Zen level. You need like a fucking Zen level concentration to fucking install an Nvidia driver lately. So that's my little rant there. But I'm not going too bad with other stuff. I've just been doing a bit of YouTube. I've been doing a bit of Facebooking. Oh my god. Sorry, I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed with Nvidia because they're idiots. They couldn't install batshit. They couldn't find a root in a brothel if they tried. I don't think they could actually program a root in a brothel if they tried. That's the problem. That's the point. I don't think they could honestly program a root in a brothel if they tried. That's the truth of the situation. And you know what? I'm probably right. I'm pretty damn sure that I'm actually right about that. So fuck, whatever. My point is, so I've got that. I've fixed that up. That's a yay moment, which is good. I fixed that up. I got the driver fucking working. Everything works now, which is spectacular. But I should not have to adjust my computer every single fucking time that I fucking well have a problem. I reinstall a new Nvidia driver. It makes no sense. It shouldn't be the case. I shouldn't have to do this shit over and over and over a fucking again. They should keep the original settings that were there in place before I did the install. It should keep a record of those things. It should have a backup or something of that nature. You would think it would, but apparently not. So, I'm sorry, but that's just fucking ridiculous. I'm sorry, that's like a middle finger to everybody who has an Nvidia card, basically. And I'm kind of pissed, to be honest. I mean, what the fuck? Seriously, Nvidia. And then anniversary update issues, which I was having with my video card, my video card, which is as you know, not my video card, my webcam, because apparently in its infinite wisdom, which I've actually got it on my Facebook somewhere. I'd have to find it though. I think I've got an article from a while back that was originally on Google, right? Okay, let's have a look. See if I can actually find it first time off Google. Webcam anniversary. Oops, that's not how you spell anniversary. Close enough there. As long as we get it half right, that'll be alright. Anniversary. Webcam anniversary. Shit. Seriously? Go fuck yourself. You're a fucking cock. Yep. Seriously. Okay, so it's not even giving me a word. That's hilarious. Go fuck your fucking self. Windows 10 anniversary update. There we go. Webcam issues, which was fundamentally noted on their website. So here we go. Here it is. How to fix. There was a little thing there. I mean, you could go in and actually adjust it if you wanted to. But a lot of people have been having fucking issues with the anniversary update and some of the stupid fucking... Well, as I said, a few people have been having that problem, so whatever. Okay, so Microsoft has finally pushed out a fix for those who found their PCs were freezing up one way or another. That's not what I fucking wanted, dumbass. What, has this fucking article been removed? Go fuck yourself. Idiots. Right, oh, here we go. That's it, yeah. Was the second article down. Alright, so yeah, the Windows 10 anniversary update breaks most webcams. Now, how the fuck's that shit? So yeah, apparently, squeezing 1080p over video over a USB 2 connection, yada yada. Compressed formats. So apparently they've just fucked off with everything because they decided in their infinite wisdom that it wasn't going to work. So I had that initial issue. And then I've had a couple of little tiny issues with, reinstalling stuff because I had a couple of issues where my start menu would not work. So it works now, so it's okay at the moment, but I had a couple of issues where my start menu wouldn't work. I had a couple of issues where generally nothing would work, so I did a reinstall of the update just to see if it'll actually fix it. To be honest, I hate to have to bite the bullet and actually go back and reinstall a lot of shit, but like, for fuck's sake, seriously. I wasn't having this many problems before up until I was just having a little Windows Start menu problem, and I mean, to be honest, my dad's computer isn't having that problem, from what I can see. His is absolutely fine. The Workbench computer is fine. But it seems to be my computer and a few other computers that I've come across, even in the field, that have the same fucking problems and the issues that crop up, and I'm like, fuck me sideways. And then on top of that, Windows 7 updates have got shittier by the fact that they don't fucking work anymore almost. I mean, they work to some extent, but they don't work completely. You have to pretty much wait for them to be updated. I'm like, well, what the fuck? Seriously, how the fuck does that work? So those are a few of the things I've had in the field problems. Trying to update Windows 7 has been abysmally fucking miserable because you're trying to get everything updated correctly and you're trying to do everything correctly, but oh no, it won't fucking work because Microsoft is just trying to support Windows 10. They're trying to push on Windows 10. I get this, but seriously, guys, fucking God, the shit that I've had to go through, especially dealing with a lot of this crap. This, normally you would find most of this stuff would be fairly or relatively easy to fix, in most cases. You're going to have stuff that is a big pain in the arse, though, that really bothers you and annoys the shit out of you, in the sense of being able to get the updates just right, and functioning, and working correctly, alright? At the end of it, I don't know, I'm about ready to strangle some motherfucker and choke them to death. Especially at Microsoft, or just fucking generally choke someone to death, because I'm just, oh my fucking god, it's frustrating trying to fix these problems in the field, especially when you don't know when the fuck they're coming or what's happening and things that are related to them. So yeah, that's my sort of little rant about that shit. I mean, at the end of it, I honestly don't get it. How can you break every single webcam? So you basically want to break every single webcam, which is what they've done. Nvidia drivers fucking still have issues. Nvidia drivers. There's 10 issues. As you can see, a shitload of problems that people have had over time. Failed issues of drivers failing, issues of driver not working correctly. I've had a couple of head-on crashes with the drivers and other pieces of software. Obviously that's going to happen from time to time, but Jesus motherfucking cocksucking tit shitty Christ, fix your fucking shit, Microsoft. Seriously, I'm so sick of fixing it and trying to fix it myself, and then half the time I only get half-assed solutions anyway, so most of the time I have to, in a given situation, have to fucking rig the registry in some way, which I don't like doing personally. I'd rather just have an actual official fix that does everything and, actually does the fucking job in the first place. But I digress. I can't do much about it at this point. I can just say that Microsoft need to fix their shit. That's pretty clear. I know they do. And to be honest, I've been barming on about it for fucking so long now, and telling people there was a few issues here and there, that I've just gone, fuck, what the fuck is wrong? I mean, seriously, how can they have not fixed some of these things? As I said, it's not every single thing that they fucked up, and it's not every single thing that they fixed either. So it's sort of it's a combinance of those two, and I'm like, well, Jesus fucking Christ. Can you not fucking just fix it? It shouldn't be this difficult, I'm sorry. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be this hard to fix. I mean, I wouldn't think it'd be that hard to fix. I mean, most of the people who found the stuff on this is like registry entry editing, which that can be done through a Windows patch anyway. Percentage of the time, especially when it comes to stuff like that, can be done for a Windows, but they can be done for a Windows patch. That's not an issue. You can just patch the system. But it's God. It's ridiculous. I'm sorry. It's just ridiculous. Anyway, the point that I'm trying to make is they should be fixing this shit. This is the point. This is my rant on some recent issues that I've had some with Windows 10. Windows 10 is not perfect. It has some good features. I'm not arguing that. I like some of the features. I'm liking some of the features. The things I do not like, I don't like the fact that it collects so much fucking telemetry data on you. So I disable all that shit myself. That goes away. I don't care about that. What I more care about is that, generally the OS should function to a certain degree, and there's certain functionalities that don't necessarily live up to their standards. Especially because I do remember Windows at a certain time period being better. So, that sort of makes me scratch my head. But to be honest, I was on Windows 8 and I didn't mind Windows 8 that much. I didn't have as many issues on Windows 8. Windows 8 seemed to be pretty solid in the sense of software. And I'll actually agree with, I think it was Barnacles who said this. Yes, it was totally solid on the software department. Not so much solid on the user interface, because a lot of the user interface had changed dramatically and needed to be adjusted extremely. I get that. But, fuck me. Jesus fucking Christ. I swear to God, it'd just be fucking nice if, some of this shit could be fixed. And I mean, I honestly don't think it is going to be that hard to fix. I mean, I'm not a programmer myself. I've done a little bit of programming, little bits and pieces and stuff, and things I've done over time. But I would not think that it would be that hard to sort of have something to do corrections in the registry and things that need to be corrected, I would not think, okay, that it would be that hard to adjust it. But then it also depends on the original coding. It also depends on how well it was programmed to begin with. There's a number of factors that contribute to it. Now, I understand that and I get that. But what I don't understand is when you've had so many given months, it's almost like it's still in fucking beta testing, and I'm like, well, how the fuck does that work? You've had it out freaking yonks now, and it feels virtually still like it's a bit of a beta or an alpha or whatever, My point is, it shouldn't be that level. It should be further along. So yeah, that's my point about it. That's my relevance. I just thought I'd say that because I reckon it's relevant to the whole situation. So I'm going to leave that there anyway. I mean, as I said, I don't know. I mean, I can spoon on about this shit for hours, because the truth is there's a lot of things I can point out that I'm having problems with personally that bother the shit out of me. Okay, most pieces of software I've got do work, but I've had a few pieces of software completely refuse and just crash. Alright? I've had software that literally just does not work because it either doesn't like the operating system or it doesn't like certain things in the operating system. The truth of the matter is, the truth of the entire situation and the matter in my mind is that looking at all this different stuff, looking at all this different tech, alright, Windows is a very multicultural operating system in that sense. You have to be able to accommodate to all the software that's actually running on it. You can't just slap it together and say, here it fucking is, because it's not going to work that way. I have no issues with somebody adjusting the software so it's better suited for the situation, but at the same time, if you adjust it so much that it can't even function under the normal circumstances, especially when parameters come to drivers and stuff like that, then there is clearly something fucking going wrong, and you clearly need to re-examine what you're doing, My God. It's ridiculous. But yeah, I mean, that's just some of the random shit that I've been coming across when it comes to Windows 10. And as I said, I think it's important to make sure that the software is stable to a certain extent. I mean, I'm not saying, I don't know, you're going to turn around and say, oh, yeah, but you haven't got the latest hardware. I haven't got the latest hardware. Okay, alright. So, well, that's probably some claim that the company could make. But I don't think it's the fact that I haven't got the latest hardware. I've got an AMD FX 9590, 8-core processor. That is the latest, up-to-date, 8-core processor with a high clock that AMD has currently. I have 32 gigabytes of RAM. That should be enough to do all the shit I need to do. That shouldn't be a problem. But what I had was a little error a little while back. Now, I did work out it was actually a driver issue, but I had an error problem before. And this error problem related to the fact that my RAM would be sucked alive. It would literally be up to 80 to 90% taken up on the system. Now, I'm sorry. I don't care if it's a fucking driver issue. That traces back to the OS. If 90% of my fucking RAM can be taken up by a simple little fucking niggly ass process that is doing my network card stuff, then that obviously relates and will relate to the OS itself. It will relate just back to the OS being able to judge things and work things out. Now, okay, maybe the driver wasn't the latest version, but my point at the time when I downloaded that driver, it was the latest version at the time. Now, okay, they release new drivers. I get that. What I don't get is how can an operating system like Windows 10 allocate that much fucking memory to something like a network card, which that's what it was that was causing all my problems, which was a network card driver that was taking up all that RAM. Why? Because it's a big old fucking spaz, because it decided it was going to take and leak all the fucking memory. Now, logically, there has to be something going on in the OS for that much of a takeover of the computer to happen. There has to be something weak in the OS in the first place that's causing all the problems. Now, do you see my point? There has to be an issue behind it. There has to be something that's actually causing problems or laying back on it. Now, look, at the end of it, as somebody who's in IT and I see so many people come to me with different problems, with different issues, computer stuff, viruses, whatever you name it, all this extra crap that you're putting into Windows is just not benefiting it at all. For example, this, which is all this extra stupid fucking CAP, all this extra crap, the company policies, the consumer experience program, all this shit. This is my point. Some of this stuff is not necessarily, application telemetry, impact telemetry and all this other stuff, as I said, a lot of this stuff and the sensing, even the Wi-Fi sense stuff, which is basically sharing your Wi-Fi between computers. I get you trying to make it easier for people to do some of that stuff. Or apps use advertising ID, right? This is my point. All this stuff is just irrelevant shit that probably nobody is going to use, but you're going to use for marketing purposes to get people to buy more crap. Okay, at the end of it, that shows that you got pretty greedy, firstly. I mean, that's off the chart fucking greedy, to be honest. And, that's leading in a bad example for the world, to be honest, at the end. So, fuck. I just, wow, there's just no comments. I mean, there's probably a few comments I could throw in that, you obviously need to get some more people doing the programming at the moment and maybe some more people looking into it. I haven't looked at a few of the later YouTube videos mainly because I've been trying to work out some problems, the teething problems I've been having with Windows 10. As I said, there were teething problems, but I would expect the teething problems to have been gone by now because, I mean, it's been out almost a fucking year. How can you have not got rid of all the teething problems by now? I don't understand. Please explain. I at least know with fucking Windows 8, most of the teething problems were gone and they were, been gotten rid of. So I'm going to leave it there, and I'm going to say that Microsoft does need to fix things. It's also a combination of probably working more with the drivers, or working more with driver developers, because driver developers need to know more about what's going on with the drivers, because it seems as though Windows and Microsoft are not reporting back to to people making the drivers, and this is probably inherently causing more issues than it's fixing. And to be honest, I think there should be more cooperation between companies when it comes to this stuff. When you come to developing drivers, especially if it's for a single OS that you're trying to put on every fucking thing in the entire world, this drivers should be a lot more of a concern than they are at the moment, which they don't seem like much of a concern in certain circumstances. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much. This has been my Windows 10 rant of current issues, which I'm going to make sure that's the name of it. Alright, thank you very much, and catch ya. Bye. Oh yes, like, favourite, and subscribe, of course, if you want to. Yes, you can like, favourite, and subscribe. You can subscribe to my Patreon if you want to. That's up to you, really. No pressure. There's always heaps of stuff around. I'm always doing different IT projects and stuff. Plus, I run my own little repair thing that I do on the side, which is sort of it's a home-based thing, but it keeps me busy, keeps me focused, keeps my mind off some of the shit that goes through my head. Of course, as I said, I do have anxiety issues, I do have schizophrenia, I do have other issues that keep me battled down sometimes. But doing my IT work sometimes makes things good. On the other hand, IT work has become a little more stressful now because of how much shit the Microsoft tends to put you through in certain circumstances. Anyway, thank you very much, and thank you. Catch ya. Bye.